Hello everyone and welcome back to another trailer reaction of the best boys Getselious and Sithscott.
Hello.
And this time around we'll be reacting to a auto battler kind of card roguelike game that looks pretty new to the space. I believe it's called Cross Blitz, not Crossfire.
Not indeed Crossfire. It is called Cross Blitz, and it's developed by Taco Boy Studios and published by the Arcade Crew.
I like the name, Taco Boy Studios. The problem is this taco with T-A-K-O, not as in Takadachi, not taco as in actual tacos. But you know what?
Yeah.
A taco could be a taco.
If you say it right.
Yeah, with the right, yeah. As I say that as someone tried to put a taco ball in my in my freaking tortilla shell. Oh man. Anyway, you guys know what to do. You know what you gotta do? You gotta sub to that channel. Hit the bell so you can be notified next time we have content. And without the way, let's start this trailer. Ooh, nice. It's a deck builder, obviously. Yeah, as we said, yeah.
It's explaining itself.
It's explaining itself. Oh, roguelike. There we go. Cross Blitz. Again, not Crossfire, because they won't have some kids in a lightning dome shooting like 3D CG like plastic balls or metal in some cases and say Crossfire, Crossfire. That's not happening.
No, not for this one.
Not for this one. Actually, you know what? If I was Taco Boy Studios, I would try to make that my next trailer, where you have the characters shooting cars at each other in a Death Dome arena, or saying Cross Blitz. You ain't got the Cross Blitz, Cross Blitz. Just do it. Just do it. Take my advice and do it. Granted, will it make more people watch? Will it make people be confused about your game? Yes. But will people know a meme when they see it? Yeah.
And this day and age, memes sell everything.
Except for Morbius. Morbius 2 did not more about as well.
Maybe the third time it will.
Maybe the third time it'll more about. Ah, okay. Pretty much. So, pretty much like roguelikes, Alright, so much like deck builder roguelikes, a lot of things that are obviously important is how power level cards work, what are the costs for it, what are the power level per cost. Like, for example, in Slade Aspire, a draw card can be worth 1 mana. Skim is a 1 mana, draw 3, does nothing else. But if you add an ability on top of it, such as a card called Backflip for the Silent, which is 5 block, draw 2 cards, well, by adding block, you're not allowed to draw 3 cards. Could you imagine? 5 block, draw 3 cards. That'd be a little bit on the broken side. Because at that
Just
point,
a
you're
little busted.
Yeah, you'd be combining abilities together. And you gotta, like, manage the power creep or, like, the card design power level for that. So that's kind of important for card games. As well as, try to make it feel good when you do the thing you want to do.
Yeah, you want to keep it a good balance as well as make sure it doesn't feel like you're, dying to the game.
Right, as well as, another thing too is some card games are insanely broken or overpowered where it doesn't matter what card you pick, you just put it in your deck, you're going to win anyway.
The destroy all card.
Yeah, there's a lot of games such as, I would say politely, Night of the Full Moon or Tesla's Protocol, I believe. These games are not bad games, but their power creep and the ability to amass really powerful cards are fairly easy at most times. So you could just slap a card in your deck and just start beating the crap out of everybody. Which that's another feeling of stuff that's alright. I don't know where this game is going to go, but it says it's auto battler. There's things you got to worry, like HP and summoning and abilities put together. Yeah, I'm looking forward to how this game is balanced and how it plays put together. Because auto battler and card roguelike sounds like it would work together.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it on paper. We'll see how it works in execution.
Yeah, except for Nitro Kid. Nitro Kid got it right on the first try. I'm not saying that because I'm biased. That I think Nitro Kid is a really fun card roguelike you should play. It has a really dope soundtrack. Not one bit. It's not like
Never thought.
never thought that. It's not like I have 5 or 6+ videos on the YouTube channel you can check out. about Nitro Kid if you want to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, another way to balance card roguelikes is how events work, how events work for card powers. I think another thing that I think is important for card roguelikes is okay, some card roguelikes that are out right now, that are out, does not allow you to remove cards from your deck. Every card option that's given to you, you have to take it.
Oh.
And sometimes you can be given 3 cards or 4 cards, hell, even 3 or 4 cards. Let's just say it's a stand. These cards do nothing for your deck. They're not the style or the deck you're trying to build. You have an idea in your head because you got a bunch. Let's say you got a bunch of early cards, and you're like, I don't want these cards. It's not going to work for me. But you have to take one, and I think that as a design choice is pretty bad because one, you're taking away player agency. Even if I'm not smart enough to, like, by the way, let's be super real. Not every player is super smart, okay? Scott's going to pick the shiny card even though he doesn't want the shiny card, okay? He's like, I want the shiny card. I'm like, okay.
Graphic card, dang it.
Look, it's shiny. Doesn't mean it's good. But anyway. But in a serious note, that's his choice to make, right? And he could say yes or no to the card. When people don't have the right to say yes or no to cards they pick in a card game, it takes away the agency and it forces you to have situations where, let's just say, you have a 4-card combo and your deck is a 10 or a 12 card deck. You made it slim, you got it perfect, but now you have to add more cards that you don't need or don't want. Even though the combo's not perfect, you still want to do it, that's your choice. So by adding more cards to your deck you can't remove, it makes the combo that you build towards or you got harder to do. 13 cards, 14 cards, 15 cards. Instead of having a 4 and 10 to get it, you have a 4 and 12, a 4 and 14, a 4 and 16. It went from a 40% chance to a 4 and 12, a 25% chance to get the combo. I'm sorry, a 4 and 12, yeah, 25% chance. That's not a good feeling.
No, and is it really a true deck building game if the computer has to build the deck, you don't get the option for it?
Yeah, if you can't choose how you build. And by the way, I know devs, sometimes, but they're building the deck wrong. That's their right. They're the ones grinding it. They can make a bad deck if they want to and go for it. That's their choice. And
yes, if they want to make a junk deck, let them make the junk deck.
Pretty much. And that's what I hope this game doesn't do, because I would like to build my deck or whatever I'm doing with the choices I made, and I'm not forced to take every card reward that's in front of me. Even if, and by the way, I could be totally stupid and not know the power level. I'm like, I don't want it. And that's my choice. I don't want it. Don't like how the card looks at me. Not shiny enough.
I'll have all the shiny cards, even if they all suck.
Believe it or not, there is, unironically, there's been people who play Slay Spire and actually made that challenge. Can I win with all rare cards? Can I win with all uncommon cards? Is it possible? Yes. Is it a smart idea? It's up to you to decide.
No.
Yeah. I do like how the battle formation works. It seems like you go first, so you make me the aggressor.
Yeah.
Is the map system really cool? Very into the tug sales, yeah. A roguelike mode, that's pretty cool. So you can, like, yeah. There you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this looks really fun. I think a lot of things are pretty cool. I can't wait to see if there's a playable demo soon, or more release date on it. But I do have high hopes for Cross Blitz. I mean, it comes out sometime this year, so they have ways to play it. And I think that, like I said, card game balance is a lot harder than it looks like. It's not just making good cards good and bad cards bad. It's about how you play it, how it feels, and how the player feels in building it. And that's a big deal. Like, for example, I guess one of the classic cards of all time in Hearthstone was Leroy Jenkins, right? Leroy Jenkins, a long time ago, very, very long time ago, I believe was 4 mana. At 4 mana, you could summon Leroy Jenkins and donk a dude for 6 damage. Now, that felt good, but I was not balanced.
No.
I mean, time's up, let's do this, right? But I think they changed it to 5 mana at one point. That's where it felt kind of more balanced. But yeah, things like that. Like you could have something that feels good powerfully, but doesn't feel good to play against, or it just kind of broke it in its own way. But yeah, I have faith that the developer at Taco Boy Studios will be able to fix this part out. A lot of just look at the trailer, looks well thought out. They definitely have a lot of things going for it. I think are really impressive. I can't wait to see how the deck parts of it works, and I can't wait to see the other playable characters, what type of style decks they have, or what inversion they have spit on it. I wonder there's a deck that has like sacrifice abilities that like by letting your minions die, you get a little more powerful. It's not a strategy you want to do, but if you could,
The sacrificial pawn is still a strategy.
exactly, you are nothing but pawns in my name. When it was a card that has buff abilities, things like that, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
I know in my experience with deck building games, it's always my personal connection to the cards that I really enjoy. So
yeah,
it all depends if it will let me have a build of a personal connection to some of these cards, or if it's just going to be a little more random than it should be.
yeah, I think like personally, like this is again, I highly doubt they're gonna do something wacky like, oh hey, yeah, you start the game, your deck is random, you only get like one, two, three key cards. Like, that's
No,
scary.
thank you.
No, thank you. I would like to know what my character can kind of do a bit before you RNG me, please.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yes, please. But honestly though, one thing about this game is good. The pixel graphics and pixel art is phenomenal. They express very well. It looks crisp. I can kiss that red lion on his face, but I wouldn't do that because that I need consent for that, and two, that will make me, as the kids say, a furry, which I am not a furry. I'm an enjoyer of all things.
We can't let ourselves be just attached to one thing.
Exactly. Not to one thing. And hopefully you guys will be attached to our thing right here, the Outerhaven YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, if you've been so far in the video. And be sure to follow myself on Twitter at Getselious and Sithscott at Sithscott. And with that, we're blitzing out of here.
See ya.